Alrighty, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a super awesome video today. We've got some brand new products in the store here from American Bait Works. We're gonna separate these into two separate videos here. We're gonna do the rods today, and then we're gonna do the baits another day. So we're gonna go over all those. We're trying to get the bait still in the system here, but just wanted to give you an update on the rods. They're currently in stock on the website, lakeprotackle.com. Guys, you know the drill. Follow the social media, Instagram and Facebook, and we're gonna let you know when all this stuff comes in on the story and on the post there, usually before the YouTube, sometimes not, but go check that out to keep up to date with all the stuff going on in the store here. So, right now, these are Halo rods. So American Bait Works owns a bunch of different companies, whether it's like Scum Frog, Freedom Tackle, and a whole bunch of other companies that I'll throw out here throughout the video. But these rods here, we decided to get in. They're at an awesome price point, and when I first picked them up at ICAST this last year, I was super amazed with them. I thought they were super great price points for what you're getting. The rods, all of them are extremely light, so I'm just not going to say every one of them's light each time, but all these rods here, I've picked them all up, thrown them a little bit, and they are all extremely light when it comes to the weight of the rod. And once you put a reel on it, it actually feels a lot more balanced. It almost feels lighter a lot of the time. So we're gonna go down the list. We've got 3 different series of rods in right now. Tim and I are actually playing with some of the highest end rods that we got in. So we're trying those out. We're gonna see if it's worth trying to compete against something like a Loomis or like a Tatula Elite rod, or even the new Steez AGS rods from Daiwa as well. So we're playing around with these Halo rods here, and we're definitely gonna see if they're worth getting in. But these here, all these rods here are under $170. So you're not gonna have to worry about breaking the bank on these rods here. And let's go ahead and start breaking them down here. So first up, we've got the Rave 3 rods. We've got them in 2 different sizes, and I'm gonna show you them here in a second, but I'm gonna run down the 2 sizes we got here. So first off, we've got 7-foot medium heavy casting. So just a standard, just medium heavy casting rod for $69.99, guys. So for $70, again, getting a light rod. I'm gonna say it a couple times in this video, so get used to it. And you're also getting a very sensitive rod. And I think what's nice about American Bait Works is that these rods here, all of them are gonna be true to their powers. So that's a true medium heavy, in my opinion, or a true medium or a true heavy, where you're not mixing the lines between like a medium heavy and a heavy. The tapers are all set out there. So all these tapers are gonna be kind of like just a standard fast. So as you go farther up in the lineups, there are gonna be some that utilize like a heavy power and like a moderate action. But these here are all gonna be just about fast action. Maybe I would say moderate fast almost in some of them, because when you get down to this lower price point, you're obviously paying for the blank. And of course some of the materials in the guides and stuff, but these ones here are gonna be pretty much moderate fast, if not just fast actions on them. So the 2 models we got in the Rave 3 are going to be a 7-foot medium heavy casting and a 7-foot medium spinning. So put the sheet down here. So first off, the casting and the 7-foot, what's cool about this one is that it has very small guides on it. So you can see the guides compared to the blank itself. They're not very big guides, so it's almost kind of like micro guides running through the length of the rod here. And what's nice is it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guides on it. So for a 7-foot rod with 10 guides, it's gonna be a good spread, and it's gonna allow that line to lay pretty good across the entire rod, so you're not getting weak points in different sections of your rod. Now the reel seat here, let me show y'all. There we go. So the reel seat here is going to be very clean. It's gonna have Rave on it right there, or sorry, it's gonna have Halo there, and then it's gonna have Rave down at the bottom here, if you can see that. But it's gonna be a blue rod, or it's gonna be a blue foam handle, which I'm not a fan of the foam personally all that much. I do prefer cork in my higher end rods, but at this price point here, having this foam, it's actually a very nice foam on it. It doesn't like squish a lot, so it's nice and durable. So that's one plus about these rods here. What's also neat about this rod is that it has a cool little bait keeper. You see right there, right on the bottom. It's a lot bigger than a lot of other rod companies have, so you're able to put bigger plastics on there. You can put thicker hooks. You can almost put like both your trebles in that, and that's a cool feature there. Now the reel seat, nothing too special about it. I mean, it's a standard reel seat for this rod here, and at that $69 price point, you're still getting an amazing rod. So it's got a foam butt end, foam handle. The trigger guard's not too intrusive. It's not a super big trigger guard, so when you're palming your reel or you're just holding it standard on the foam, it's not going to be poking you in the hand or anything. It feels very comfortable. And there are a little ergonomics in that handle there. You can see kind of right here, you can see that it kind of morphs to your hand as you hold it. So this is the 7-foot medium heavy casting in the Rave 3. Next up, we've got the 7-foot medium in the Rave 3 in a spinning. So this guy right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guides in it. So spinning a lot of the time, since you're not putting your line over the top of your rod, you're going under. You don't need as many guides a lot of the time, and it actually helps a little more to have less guides, especially as your line goes through the rod off the spinning reel. All right, guys, so next up we have the Rave 3 in the spinning. So this is a 7-foot medium rod. You're gonna have the same blue foam on it. It's gonna have the same Rave logo, and to get this on, it's gonna be really standard with a reel seat that just locks down from the top. It's gonna have the same bait keeper here, and it's gonna have 8 guides going down. So when you're using spinning rods, you're not having the line on top, so you don't need as many guides to funnel that line and not hit the blank. So since it's gonna be bending this way with the line down or facing the ground, you don't need as many guides, and it helps a lot of the time not to have too many guides on a spinning rod, because as that line comes off the reel, it's gonna be going in a circular motion, and you need to have a little bit of length to calm that rotation down. But this rod here, 7-foot medium, it is very light rod, and I highly recommend you to get these if you are just starting out fishing. These are gonna be awesome. You can match them up with like a Shimano Nassie or a Sahara or something like that, and you're gonna have a killer combo that will last you a very long time. All right, y'all, so we're moving up a step here, guys. We're gonna go up into the $99 price range. So this is a $100 rod, and what you're getting here is a big upgrade from the Rave 3. This is called the XD3 Pro. Now this rod here is going to be, again, it's an upgrade. It's going to be an orange and black highlighted rod. What's cool about this one here is it's gonna have basically almost the same guide train. It's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guides on it. So you're getting 12 guides on this $100 rod. What's cool about this also is it's going to have foam and cork on the handle here. So this is one of my biggest things. I absolutely love this cork here, the thicker cork. And the reel seat is a little bit different. We're gonna get into that in just a second, but we're gonna run over the 2 models. We've got a 7'3" medium heavy in the casting here, and what's cool about the 7'3", again, is it is something that I would call a true medium heavy rod. It does have a good amount of backbone, but it's not super limber, and it's gonna have a fast action. You know, the tip section, I would say standard fast action. It's not super moderate when it comes down to it. Just flexing it on the ground, but again, super light rod. And what's cool about this one here, I'm gonna show you up close, but you can see the reel seat here. So you see the blank run straight down under the reel seat here. So as you're holding your rod, you're gonna get immediate contact with the bottom. You're getting immediate strikes. You can feel it, super, super easy here in this rod. And that's kind of how they designed this reel seat and how it separates itself from the tier under it. Now, the trigger is a little bit different. You can see here, it's a little bit skinnier, and it kind of helps you hold or basically brace your hand against it on the back here, and it allows you to get all your fingers touching the blank, and it's gonna allow you to feel everything that you're dragging through. So this one here, 7'3", medium heavy casting, and let me double check here, but I believe the warranty is going to be the exact same. It's gonna be that 5-year warranty from Halo, so definitely check these out as well. If there's one to get and you're looking to ball at a budget, this guy right here, the XD XD3 Pro is going to be the one for you. The bait keeper is a little bit different too here. It's going to be kind of more your standard little nubby one there, where you can stick your hook in that, or you can stick a little treble hook as well. All right, so next up here in that lineup, the XD3 Pros is going to be a 7-foot medium heavy rod. And this one here, it does have a little more backbone. It's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guides on it, just like the other one. However, again, you're getting this cork on it, and it's going to be an orange and black highlight. Now this one here does utilize the blank technology in there, where you can feel out the blank on the bottom of the rod as you're holding it. This rod here is going to be great for something like shaky heads, light Texas rigs. You can crank with this one here. So if you aren't proficient in throwing a bait caster, you can throw something like a square bowl on this. It's gonna definitely have enough moderate action on it as a spinning rod. And what's cool about this here is that the part to lock down your reel on actually clicks and it locks in place. So that's a little added bonus for y'all that like a little extra security when you're locking down your spinning reels. Now this one here does have a bait keeper on the bottom underneath the reel area, underneath the handle. And again, it's gonna have that awesome cork and foam integrated into it. So the XD3 Pro rods, again, $99.99, awesome rods. And let's go ahead and hop into the last ones that we have. And these here, let's go ahead and start with spinning this time. These here are going to be the Halo KS2 Elite rods. Now these KS2 Elites are going to be super, super light. They utilize cork almost all the way through the rod. And you can see the reel seat is actually on the bottom this time. So instead of, I think what they designed these for is for people that like to hold the reel up top, where your hand's above the spinning reel, not below it. And you see a lot more of the Elite guys, the Bass Pro Tour guys doing this as well. So it's less of holding it from the bottom underneath the reel, just like old bait casters would. This time you're gonna have your hand up on the blank. You're gonna have little areas inside the reel seat too. You can see the green rod there, the green blank of the rod where you can feel it. So that's super awesome there. Now what's cool about this one is it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guides. So, you know, the other one had a ton of guides on it. This one here has, I think, one more guide than that other spinning rod. But it's a super, super light rod, guys. And at $169.99, this is going to be a great rod to upgrade. So if you are upgrading from like a $100 rod, this is going to be a huge upgrade, actually, when it comes down to it. So this one here is a 7'4" medium action, fast action rod. Medium power fast action rod, sorry. And this one's going to be great for drop shots. It's gonna be great for Ned rigs. You can throw shaky heads on this. You can throw just about anything. You can throw crankbaits a really, really long way with this. And one of my favorite things to crank right now is going to be a Megabass IXI shad, TX shad, and it is super amazing. I use a rod very, very similar to this, except my rod costs around $400. This one here feels extremely, extremely good. It's very sensitive. The blank itself is actually very thin. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you off. I'm saying that it's a good thing. This blank feels thin, so it's gonna transmit your bites through the rod all the way down to your hand, and that way you're gonna know when the fish is on. So, you know, when you get down to it, from one of the big differences from a, like cheaper rod, like the Rave, is going to be a little bit thicker blank. It's gonna be more hardy. Ugly sticks have extremely, extremely thick blanks. That's why they don't break very easy. But this one here's a good medium when it comes down to it. So this one here, 7'4" medium spinning rod. All right, so we've got the last rods, or last two rods, the 7'2" medium heavy and 7'2" heavy KS2 Elite rods. Now these rods here, again, $169.99, has a full cork handle on the back, which is super awesome. It's gonna have an area to put your fingers right above the reel seat so you can feel the bites. On the very back section, it's going to be cork and a little green foam at the bottom, just so your cork doesn't get worn out if you put your put the butt of the end down on the ground. It's gonna have a ton of guides on it, super light, double-footed almost. The first two guides on the guide train are gonna be double-footed, so those are gonna be taking most of the brunt of the force as you're casting, if you are casting braid to leader, so they are double-footed and highly secure. The trigger guard on this is very neat. I do like it, do enjoy it. It's not too intrusive. but you've got enough bite in there to get your hand in that and accurately cast. 7'2" medium is going to be great for just about anything. 7'2" medium heavy is going to be great for up close and personal flipping, as well as like frogging and other stuff like that. So guys, all these halo rods are gonna be available online here as we speak. So you can go get them, the Rave, $69.99. This one right here, the XD3 Pros, $99.99, and the KS2 Elites, $169.99. So you can get them all, lakeprotackle.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.